Welcome, Libra, to your February 2022 reading. Thank you so much for watching my channel, for tuning in. If this is the first time you've tuned in, I offer free mini readings for all new subscribers. So if you've got a question about this particular reading or something that this reading doesn't cover for you, just click that subscribe button and ask your question in the comments section below, and I will get back to you. This may take some time. Don't panic if you don't hear from me right away. I will get back to you. I get back to everyone who subscribes and asks me a question. Now let's get into your reading. Now, firstly, I have to say happy Valentine's Day if you follow Valentine's where you are, and also happy Chinese New Year. This is the year of the tiger, so this is a powerful year. This is a year of a lot of energy, of bravery. A lot of us may be doing things that take a bit of bravery to move on to our next stage in life. So this is the energy that is coming in for us this year. But let's start out with your reading and what this means for you. Now, you have got the Four of Cups here. Now, the Four of Cups, I feel like, is you withdrawing a little bit. You are maybe taking some time for yourself in February. I feel like over the last few months, Libra, you may have really been quite busy, quite stressed even, and not to mention we've got this whole COVID thing going on as well. So I feel like in February you are just really taking some time out. Now, I feel like you might be preoccupied with your thoughts. There could be some heavy thoughts here for you. And it's interesting, this card is right above the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords is not one of the nicest, most pleasant cards. But what the Seven of Swords often talks about is looking at our actions and maybe reevaluating some of those. It kind of is, when the Seven of Swords shows up in a reading, it's kind of like saying it's a time to maybe assess some of the decisions that you may be wanting to make, or a direction that you might be wanting to go in, and perhaps just reevaluating that in a certain way as well. Now, also for some of you, this is a card of being a little bit bored, being a little bit apathetic as well with your situation, but more so boredom. Apathy is like not caring, but I don't feel like it's this for you. I feel like things have been so tumultuous for you over the last few months, or there have been things going on that have been a bit overwhelming or troubling you and causing you to retreat and withdraw. You might actually miss a particular situation that is right in front of your eyes because you're more focused on where the things that have made you feel a little bit indifferent and preoccupied. You might be missing something. So when the Four of Cups shows up, it does actually ask you to look at things from a different perspective, and this is going to help you to choose to change the situation that you are in. And it's interesting, this is right next to the Six of Swords, and this card shows up where, in a sense, you are being forced to move away from that tumultuous energy. You can't stay in that negativity and that energy forever. And so you are moving away to calmer, gentler shores. And often in this particular, deck, the Tarot of Mystical Moments by Katrin Weltz Stein, you see the figure floating away in a black cloud, but she's being guided by the star. She's got a rope attached to the star with an anchor there, and the star is guiding her to calmer shores. And in traditional decks, what you'll often see is people in a boat that are being rowed away out of this storm with tumultuous seas to calm waters, to a beautiful village with the sun shining down. And so I feel like there is progression here for you in February, where you are moving away from this energy that isn't great. As I said, you're feeling bored, you're feeling a bit over it all. You're retreating a little bit from the situation, and you are moving away to a brand new beginning, to that Ace of Wands. And gee, I love aces, and aces are showing up for so many signs this year. But this is a card of new inspiration, of new creativity, of you beginning something new. Now, this is also the card of a birth of a new baby sometimes. So for some of you, you might be finding that you are falling pregnant and having a baby, but this can also be a metaphorical baby where you are wanting to start a creative project and move forward with it. And you're going to be doing that, absolutely. This is a card of initiative. It's a card of opportunities and eagerness and passion and just creative potential here. And it's right next to the Chariot. And this is such a great card. This is a card of moving ahead, moving forward. And the Chariot is, you might be actually physically moving, you might be going on a journey somewhere, you might be moving home even. And it's interesting, you've got the Six of Swords, which does say moving to calmer, warm waters. But again, this can be all metaphorical. This can be you just going to that next stage in life. You see the wheel there, and the wheel turns and it takes you on to new, better things. I mean, if you look at this imagery just very faintly in the background, I don't know if you can make it out, there is this beautiful big castle there. And so the Chariot, although it's a snail and snails do move slowly, it is progression in the direction that you want to be going in here. So this is great news. And this is a card of success often as well. Now, this is also a bit of a card of determination. Often what you'll see in a traditional deck are two horses or two dogs or two animals of one sort. One is black and one is white, and they are pulling the charioteer. They are pulling the chariot, but they're going in two different directions. They're facing in two different directions sometimes. And it takes the charioteer, the willpower and the strength and the control to guide the animals that are pulling the chariot in the direction that the charioteer wants to go in. So I feel like you will be doing this in February as well. This is a card of action, and you are going to be driving this action in the direction that you are wanting to go in. And with that Ace of Wands there, could be something to do with your work, something that you are passionate about, creating something wonderful for yourself and your family and your friends here, I feel is definitely coming through. Now, just to touch on that Seven of Swords again. Now, the Seven of Swords has a couple of meanings, or more than a couple of meanings, but what the Seven of Swords can actually talk about And this is just for some of you, so don't get alarmed. But some of you, there could be someone here that is being a little bit deceptive, a little bit dishonest, and trying to manipulate you in some way. It's interesting that it's right next to the Hermit, and the Hermit is a Virgo card. So I don't know if you have a significant Virgo in your life that could be trying to manipulate you or deceive you in some way. Even this can talk about someone stabbing you in the back or not having your best interests at heart. But again, this is general reading, so if you don't feel that that resonates for you, please just let that go. But this can also talk about secrets as well. And this could be, as I mentioned earlier about this card, it's just a card that comes up when it asks you to look at your motives, your actions. And if you are able to look at things honestly, you might realize that there are things that you need to do to just shift the way you would proceed in a certain situation that might not be that might not result in a good outcome for you. Now, in this particular deck as well, this can be sort of like that that wolf in sheep's clothing, so to speak. If you look at this, the serpent is coming in, and although the serpent has dressed its tail in beautiful, luscious flowers, if you look between the gaps, and I don't know if you can see it again in this, in the card, you can see little scales. You can see the tail of the serpent. So they're trying to dress themselves up like a serpent, but you know, so just so nobody can see their true nature. So if this is something that you are doing, Libra, just analyze your actions and also be wary of others as well that could be coming in and doing this to you. But the Hermit card, I did say, is representative of a Virgo card, but the Hermit card is also about soul searching. So I do see this very much linked with that Seven of Swords anyway. So you might be doing a little bit of soul searching and delving into things. You know, the Hermit is that character in history that, or, you know, not even in history, just in life in general, that goes out into the wilderness or goes into a cave to find enlightenment. And this could be what you are doing as well, you know, and you've got the Four of Cups there, so you are retreating in a way. I feel like the Hermit is that card of retreating. So you could be just really analyzing your life, your thoughts, your spirituality, even for some of you. This is quite deep here, but this is gaining enlightenment, gaining knowledge. And often what happens with the Hermit when they go off to seek enlightenment, they find it. They meditate in that cave alone and they get their answers from Spirit, from God, from their angels. And then they can come back to earth and they can enlighten those around them. And in this particular image, you see the mermaid sitting on top of the lighthouse. And I've just put a crystal over it, but she's holding a fishing line with a big light on it, a beacon. And that is guiding the ships around her to not come crashing into the rocks. So I feel like you are going to be really going within in February, and what you learn is going to be able to be shared with those around you, your family, your friends, your work colleagues, and you will be able to guide others to the right way of doing things, or something like that. And it's interesting, I'm just looking at the two cards one above the other. Both of these are so interesting. They're both floating above the water in a sense, or sitting above the water. the Six of Swords, that is, and the Hermit. And the water is all about emotion. When you see water in tarot cards, depicted in tarot cards, it is all about emotion and those deep feelings. And the water is dark and murky in the top card, in the Six of Swords, and it's also quite dark in the Hermit. So there could be feelings and emotions that you are investigating here, for want of a better word, and really soul searching and looking into here to be able to help you progress and move forward from a difficult situation. Now you've got the King of Wands. What a powerful card the King of Wands is. Wands are all about that fire, that passion, and the King of Wands has such magnetic energy. Now this card I read as an Aries, but this is a general reading, so any fire sign, so that is Aries, Leo or Sagittarius, could be significant in your life. And you know, this person, I always say, it's more about the character of the person than the actual star sign. So if you've got someone in your life that is quite magnetic, they're a great leader, they're a visionary, they're very decisive. They might often be your boss or someone in authority in your life, like a father figure or something like that. I mean, even a mother. This is non-gender specific. So when it says king, it doesn't mean male. A female can be a king as well. But often, if these cards in a reading, when they show up, if they don't represent someone significant in your life, this is you taking on a lot of these qualities as well. And I feel like because this is right beneath the Ace of Wands, which is new beginnings, and you've got the Chariot there, I feel like you are going to be taking on a lot of these leadership roles and you leading how you want your life to go. If you are wanting to start up a new business, you are going to be the one driving the Chariot forward. You know, you're the visionary, you're the mastermind here, and you're the figure in authority. You are the one that is making the decisions in how your life goes and the direction that it's going in. And I feel like, you know, this is so interesting because the king, you've got a few wands here. Wands and swords. So passion and intellect. You are very comfortable in the sword energy. Swords are air. You are an air sign. So where swords can be quite tricky for a lot of people, you are very comfortable in that energy of the swords, of the intellect, of the mind, of the thoughts. So this is all about thoughts and passion. So you are thinking in a very passionate way and guiding where you want to go. And it's interesting, you've got the Two of Wands right beside that King of Wands, which talks about an important decision that is coming up for you. And I really like this card because if you look at this particular card in the imagery in this deck, you see that this little girl is balanced on top of a roof, and she's got the world in her hands. And I feel like this is you, Libra. You are really, there's so much potential here for you. And you've come to this point where you are taking some initiatives, you've got plans in place, you've got aspirations, and there is a decision here about which direction you want to go in. You know, you've got that Chariot there right above it, and that Chariot, as I said, often has those horses or animals dragging it in two different directions, and you are the one who has to control which direction you go in here. And so I feel like this decision is really asking you, which direction are you going in? And the thing with this card, which is amazing, is there is no wrong choice. Any direction you choose to go in is the right one for you. And you are really, when the Two of Wands comes up, because this is such a wonderful position to be in where you can't make an incorrect decision here, it's almost like it's an opportunity here. And the Two of Wands is saying, seize that opportunity, Libra, and go for it, because you can't go wrong. This is quite wonderful. You know, the little girl, like I said, has got the world in her hands, and you have too. Libra, you've got the world in your hands, and you just need to seize the opportunity and go for it. And look at your final Gateway Oracle card, expecting miracles. This is pretty much all coming together, isn't it? Do you get the message here, Libra? It is saying, you know, the affirmation here is miracles are blooming in my life. So when you're in that hermit mode, when you're in that Four of Cups mode, where you are retreating and just being on your own and taking some time out for yourself, repeat that over and over to yourself. Miracles are blooming in my life. And the meaning of this card is majestic wonders are unfolding for you. Even as you read this, watch for them and embrace them. The more you become aware of the small marvels in your life, the more they will grow in magnitude around you. The universe wants you to know what is expected tends to be realized. Expect miracles in your life. Celebrate and cherish them when they appear, no matter how small they may seem. Let go of fear and expectations. Allow the Creator to solve your challenges in mysterious and wondrous ways. Don't limit the ways in which you think miracles can appear in your life. Know that you can be the miracle in the life of another. I think that is just such a beautiful message for you, Libra. You are on the move here, and you can expect miracles because there is this Ace of Wands, this inspiration, this fiery energy of the King, and this wonderful opportunity in the Two of Wands where you just need to seize it. It's right there, and go for it. So I hope you liked that reading. I hope that resonated. Please like and share and comment and subscribe and do all of those things. And also please tune in next month. Bye.